relationships with young people based on mutual respect and trust. And I would say that's the benchmark of working with particularly socially excluded young people. That unless you get to know them, build relationships with them, actually you can have all other kinds of strategies, but actually, because they've learned not to trust adults through their lives, actually they need somebody to connect with.
Don't they tend to forget that the formal knowledge is also as important as informal knowledge?
Yeah, we've worked with a lot of young people who formal education hasn't really worked that well for. Actually, what we're trying to do is give them confidence and aspiration that actually they can re-engage with that world. So it's not saying that world isn't important, it's saying they've got a whole bunch of complex issues that need to be dealt with first before they're able to re-engage with that process. But actually we have lots of young people who go from us back into formal education or back into training, but because of the work we've done with them first has enabled them to get to that point.
How many of you read about the Antwerp Sea Stick? Stick your hand up. Do you know about 1/4? So not everybody knows what this Antwerp Sea Stick is about.
The Sea Stick is in fact a USB flash drive with a program on it. And the idea behind the Sea Stick was to develop a tool that can help young people to become aware of their competences and to show their competences to others. Because we use the Sea Stick during training or during guidance, but then afterwards we don't always have the possibility to see people again and see what happened afterwards. But we really would like to research that and see what is the real result of using the Sea Stick.
We're here at a conference about employment and education for youngsters. Mm-hmm. Where are the youngsters from Belgium?
That's a really good question. I think you have to ask Axel about that.
Indeed, we didn't take youngsters linked to the case, and that would be good. Yeah, it's caused by the budget, but also by not being used to take young people with you to this kind of meetings.
It's a school day. It's very difficult for young people to adapt to the working hours of the city office. A conference like this we can't really change. It's difficult to put it in the weekend. It's difficult to put it in the evenings. So it's a give and take, you know.
Yeah, it was only a budget thing as to why they couldn't come. We really wanted to get some young people to come with us. It was just there wasn't enough funding.
I think, if I'm being honest, I think I expected there to be a little bit more innovation and for me to hear some things that were very new, and I didn't think I heard a lot that was very, very new. Having said that, it's been a good opportunity to take time out from what I do in my everyday life.
What happened on this conference was that a lot of people got in touch with things which were happening in other cities, got a good first feel for what was happening, what was important of what they were doing there, but need to know much more. But this will also be part of the program, having two cities come together for a longer time, detailed on a certain issue, certain project, to really get to know it, to be able to use that knowledge within their city. But you have to know what's there.
I think for me the main conclusion is that every city has problems or are dealing with the same difficulties with how to get to youth and how to get them participating and how to listen to them and how to know what they really want.
I must admit that I've certain mixed feelings. It's the first time that we are participating in an urban network. It's a network of knowledge sharing, and like that the output isn't always immediate clear. Not all the cases were, presentation of all the cases were that strong, And actually, when there was something interesting, sometimes the time wasn't there to go into the deep. The fact that it's also the coordination team is also a difficulty in other cities was good to see and good for the reflection. We now really have to work about strategy to get more out of this. And when I mean strategy, it is we have to make appointments with bilateral appointments with the other cities.